Hi everybody, this is Kevin Harrelson with the Philosophical Foodie. So if you saw the first video for the Smoking Pig barbecue, you saw a clip in there where I had a chance to talk with Paul Reddick, the owner of the Smoking Pig. And it was such a delightful interview. I wanted to show it fairly uncut in its full glory because it's great to get a chance to see the mind behind such a wonderful establishment. Good food, really good service, and a fun time to be had. So hopefully you'll enjoy this, and we will talk to you later.
How's that?
Okay.
Perfect. We're recording.
Can you see what's in there?
No.
And you're going to edit this, right?
Yeah.
How do you know it's on my face?
Because it's wide angle. It's probably catching from here to up there.
Oh, okay.
And it's probably catching over there.
All right. All right.
So, what is your name?
Paul Reddick.
Paul Reddick. And the name of your establishment?
Smoking Pig BBQ Company.
Well, first of all, Paul, I want to say the few times that I've come here, I have really enjoyed it. But why I'm here is one is the food is really good. The service is great. Mm-hmm. But the story that I heard from Janet, I understand your manager, mm-hmm. was my wife and I laughed all the way home. And it's one of those stories where did you start? Or where was your first, or did you start even before the Smoking Pig?
Oh, in barbecue?
Mm-hmm.
No. I was in electronics for about 29, 30 years.
Really?
Yeah, I was in semiconductors, high tech.
Why the change?
The industry changed. It wasn't so much fun anymore. A lot of cycles up and down.
Yeah.
And as I went through college, I was a waiter.
Okay.
That's how I got through college, on the GI Bill and waiting tables. And I enjoyed the industry. I liked serving people. I liked showing them a good time. And
are these your recipes, ones that you've kind of come up with over time?
Yeah.
And you also enjoy cooking, I can tell.
Yeah. So the opportunity came up to do something different about 7 years ago. So I asked my wife, because without her, you don't want to have two battles, the business and the wife.
True.
She said, absolutely, go for it. So I said, absolutely, let's do it. And she's been the most fabulous partner. So I thought I would do catering, and I went around looking for a kitchen to borrow.
Yeah.
And while I was doing that, I came across this woman that wanted to get out of her restaurant.
Oh.
So I took over her lease over on 4th Street.
And so where is it on 4th Street?
1144 North 4th Street.
1144 North 4th?
Yeah, at Commercial.
Okay, I know exactly where it is, and I'll make sure I put a link to the location as well. So that was the humble beginnings for the Smoking Pig? 7 years.
Uh-huh.
So
my thought was I would actually be in business for about 7 months was my target.
Really?
I said if I last 7 months I'll be amazed, because restaurants fail left and right, and I had zero experience. Yeah.
And yet it's become more and more successful and more and more successful. And you have how many places now?
I have 3.
You have 3 of them, and I understand one of them has music at certain nights and things like that in Fremont.
Yeah, we have 162 employees now.
100. How many when you started?
3.
There's just 3 employees, and who were are they still working here today?
Yes.
Really?
One of them's my wife.
Oh, okay, of course.
And the second one's a lady in the kitchen that in the Mexican restaurant I took over, and she stayed with us.
Oh, really?
She's still working here.
Does she enjoy it?
Yeah, she loves it. Everyone loves it here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know Janet talked about, what was it, her sons, after they ate here I guess and she said, Mom, we've got to be a part of this, or something like that. I forgot how. I'll let her tell it.
Okay.
And then the next thing she knows is she was a part of your family,
right,
in that sense of, and now she's managing.
She manages all 3. Yeah.
All 3 stores, and a very engaging personality too. So this particular vlog that I do isn't just about, I'm not a critic. Mm-hmm. I eat food and I enjoy food.
Right.
I love service. Service is always one of my top things.
Right.
You've got both of those in spades. Mm-hmm. But what I really love is I'm a storyteller.
Okay.
Hence why getting a chance to talk to you. What is the story? Why the Smoking Pig? Why barbecue? What was the passion for you that kicked it off?
Well, I was one of those guys that always had a Weber in the backyard and never used it because I didn't know how. I remember distinctly sticking a piece of raw chicken in barbecue sauce, put it on the grill, and not being able to figure out why it burnt every time. Seriously.
Oh, I hear you.
And then I started working with a friend of mine on a barbecue sauce, and I started in my spare time selling it to specialty grocery stores.
Oh, really?
And then when I decided to go into this, then I started to learn about barbecue.
Okay.
I started cooking at home, turkeys, ribs, all that stuff, and I just give it to people, and they go, wow, wow, wow. I don't know. And then the opportunity came up, and it's kind of a bucket list thing for me to have a restaurant. The opportunity came up, so I just put the two and two together because I was going to do barbecue catering, and so the restaurant came available. It was affordable, so I just opened with the three of us. And I started with 5 proteins. We still have the same 5 proteins.
Really?
Yeah.
So the 5 proteins are?
Brisket, pulled pork, hot links, chicken, and ribs.
Okay.
But I have a Yelp review early on where they said they know the brisket's good because they've never had it, and that's because I wouldn't serve it. So it took me about 6-7 months to dial in the brisket.
To really get down to making it where it was just right for you.
That's how difficult a piece of meat it was.
Yeah.
So, and the other change we've had since the beginning is we now make the hot links in-house.
You actually make them here?
Yeah, we started that about 6-8 weeks ago.
That's impressive.
So
I have not had the hot links yet.
So we're doing the hot links, and in next week we'll be introducing a country sausage.
I'll be here for that.
So we'll have a sausage sampler plate.
Okay.
But those are just 2 changes. And as time went on, I developed the sides, various sides, 5, 6, 7 sides, and the desserts. We have 4 desserts.
Yes.
And I have so many more things I want to do, but the kitchen and the menu only has so much space
that you can do at a time.
And it's very hard to rotate because people like what's there.
And when you pull something off a menu, what inspired you to come up with wolf turds as an appetizer?
It's kind of a barbecue thing.
Okay.
People told me don't call them wolf turds, and I said, no, I'm going to have some fun with this.
I love it. I'm not bringing my 13-year-old here just because of the name of the dish, and I'll never hear the end, but he'd love them.
He can go to school and say, hey, I had a turd yesterday. And he'll be the only one to say that.
I love it.
But they're good.
That's cool.
I've only had one person really upset by it, and most people laugh as I expected them to do.
Yeah, well, you got to be able to laugh at yourself to enjoy. Yeah, exactly. But that is it's very inventive and very fun, and thank you for sharing this.
Well, that's the key. I decided early on, once I learned about the cult of barbecue, it's really a cult.
It is.
People who are into barbecue take it very, very seriously, and I decided to honor that. And so, we don't do any of the crutches like foil or wrapping or frying, grilling, boiling, any of that stuff. We do everything the right way and make all the sides by hand and all the desserts by hand. So I think that quality is what shows through and gets people coming back.
It's more than just the quality. The quality will get somebody here 2 or 3 times because it's good. What keeps them coming back is the service, the atmosphere, and now they've created a habit of fun thanks to the Smoking Pig.
Yeah, there's a number of elements that go into the vibe. And it's very important that everyone buys in. There's a basic cultural philosophy that I try to get people to demonstrate to people. And from that will stem the vibe that we're after.
And it's top down. I can tell from you, very, very straightforward. From Janet, was the one who really got me coming back here. So I could see that it comes from the top down, and it's flowing through the rest of your team as well.
Yeah, it starts with training our management. We have several managers, and then me having the opportunity to lay the foundation with each of our employees when they come on board and get them oriented to that way of thinking.
Wonderful. Well, Paul, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Yes.